I recreated every sandwich in the Scooby-Doo franchise to see which one's the best one, and more importantly, which one's the most disgusting one.
Hi, this is what I look like. Face reveal, I guess. I've gone through every single show and movie of Scooby-Doo, and Shaggy and Scooby have eaten some really bizarre things, especially in sandwich form. So why not make them? Well, mostly because this first one is the Super Shaggy sandwich, and it's a double triple-decker marshmallow fudge and sardine sandwich. Cool. So I'm gonna put it together and try it and see if I die. Now, first order of business, I don't know how to make fudge, but that's what the internet's for. Okay, it's starting to come together now. Yeah, I can pull it off the heat and then I can add like 5 or 6 ounces of chocolate chips. And then this actually works because I have a jar of marshmallow cream that's been in there for far too long. It expired the 11th of December, 2022. For those keeping track at home, it is 2025. Holy shit, it's a mess. Uh-oh. And a little cinnamon, sure. Hey, you guys remember 2010? Why'd I do that? It's a little bit lumpy, but who ain't these days? So I'm just gonna set it to the side and work on a different part of this video, but for you it'll be now. All right, bad news. It's been a couple of days now and the fudge is hard as a goddamn rock. But as they say, the show goes on. It's edible. All right, so what Shaggy made was gluttonous, let's say. The double triple decker ain't gonna work for me. I will do a double decker though, just for you. I feel like the best way to do this is probably not to eat it at all, but all right. Now I'm not somebody who shies away from sardines. Actually, they're fine. What the fuck am I supposed to do now? Maybe that's a sign I shouldn't be doing this. Oh, I'm gonna fucking slice my hand open, I can already tell. Tell you what, on the bread itself, not an appetizing look here. Oh, can't forget the lettuce, of course. All right, so far, terribly constructed sandwich. What am I, an amateur? Forgot the other lettuce. There's fudge everywhere already, how the hell? All right, let's give it a taste. It's not bad, actually. I pretty much just got a bite of like complete fudge, so maybe that's kind of masking what's going on here, but yeah, surprised. I don't really know why I chose to do this video. I don't really like people watching me eat. All right, next one. All right, the next atrocity comes from episode 12, which is just a liverwurst sandwich with strawberry ice cream on top and an olive on the side too. This will be great. Now, if you're like me and you don't know what liverwurst is, let's just give it a quick Google here. What the fuck is liverwurst? Made from at least 30% liver, usually pork or beef, along with other meats, spices, and fat. So surely this can't go wrong. I'm a little bit concerned about the spreadable part of it, but we'll see how that works. Ooh. It's also got some type of something covering it. Ugh. What the hell am I doing? So it's not the most spreadable, just kind of mingling the bread if anything. But, all right, now for the ice cream. I don't even really like strawberry ice cream, if I'm honest. And he only did like 1 scoop per thing, so I'm probably just gonna leave it to that. Boy, oh boy, does this sure look appetizing. Sure does look appetizing. Oh, of course, can't forget the olive either. Well, sure do love me some ice cream sandwich, huh? I mean, it's technically edible, so what's the worst that could really happen? All right. sure is good. Yeah, that's good. Liverwurst fucking blows. I made it a point to myself that I would finish everything so as not to waste any food. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to eat the rest of this. Maybe, I don't even like olives. All right, I'm gonna finish this and let's get to the next one. All right, the next sandwich starts off pretty normal, and then Shaggy starts throwing meatloaf and ketchup and chocolate sauce on it for some reason. So let's make meatloaf. All right, here's where we're at right now. I've got the meat, onions, garlic, some seasonings, ketchup and Worcestershire in there. Oh God, if my mic falls in while I'm doing this, I'm gonna be pissed. Ooh, do you guys like ASMR? Yeah, me neither. All right, so just like when I made the meatloaf mixture directly after I did the fudge mixture, I'm going to eat them back to back. And this one's coming from one of the most iconic episodes in the whole franchise, I would say, the Spooky Space Kook. But that doesn't automatically make it a good sandwich. Now, there's a lot of layers to this with a lot of bread. That kind of works because I have two of the like ass end pieces of bread right here. First, we're gonna start with the lowest layer of bread and a piece of Swiss. Doesn't exactly fit, but it'll have to do. All right, now we're gonna break out the baloney. Get our lettuce down. All right, just gonna put it down like that. All right, now our first piece of meatloaf is gonna go right on top of that. Oh. All right, now we'll get a little bit of ketchup. Oh shit. All right, that's fine. Ah, I didn't do the tomato. All right, give me a sec. All right, tomatoes acquired. Let's do something like that. Ow. All right. Then another piece of bologna. Now, you may think I'm bitching about most things in this video, but I promise you, nothing is as bad for me as having a scoop of mayonnaise. Ugh. All right, then we got one more piece of meatloaf to go on there. And of course, last but not least, because Shaggy's the worst, chocolate sauce. Now, he kind of fucks up with chocolate sauce, but I'm not gonna put too much on there. Okay, in my head, I can just put this down as like a balsamic glaze. And then of course, piece of cheddar. Do sideways, kind of. All right. Now that is a monstrosity. Tell you what, it doesn't look too bad actually. Oh, it's such a mess. All right, there's a lot going on here. Most of it's the meatloaf, which I over-seasoned to help compensate for whatever was going down here. But again, it's not bad. So, all right, this next one's probably the easiest one that I'm gonna make in this entire video. Shaggy and Scooby just stacked a bunch of pizzas on top of each other and then put some chocolate sauce on it and called it a day. Also, Liza Koshy was there for some reason, but I don't have the budget for that. I think I'm just gonna let's do 3 pieces. What if we stack them like this? Now, you might say this is not a sandwich, but bread, cheese, meat, vegetable, and yeah, I'm gonna eat it cold. I like cold pizza. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. It's just pizza with chocolate sauce. Definitely not putting the American stereotypes to rest, but ain't my business. All right, as you can see, I've got my finest live action Shaggy cosplay going on, and I'm gonna make the burger that he makes in the van. Now, burger is questionable. It's a slice of eggplant, but we're gonna see how it works. Maybe a 1/2-inch patty? I don't know. Now, I don't know if I should season this like a normal patty. Like, probably, right? We'll just throw some stuff on there and see how it goes. Do salt. Straight up have no salt there. All right, try again. Try some salt. Let's get some pepper. And I've got hamburger seasoning that I don't think has ever been used. So, now you think I'd plan ahead and get like an actual burger bun? No. What do you think this is? So I'm just using a bolillo roll. I am gonna toast it though. All right, it's been cooking for a little bit now. I'm gonna flip it. Smells pretty good. I guess while the rest of it's cooking, I can get the other ingredient out. That's gonna be fun. Burnt the bread a little bit, but it'll be all right. All right, it's a little bit squishy in the middle, so I think it's done. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and plate it up now. Now, of course, because this is Shaggy and Scooby we're talking about, apparently no eggplant burger is good without chocolate sauce. So, here we go. All right, bun on top. All right, let's try it. This might be the weirdest one that I've tasted yet. I straight up do not taste anything on here. The eggplant doesn't have much taste about it. It's a little salty. I don't even taste the chocolate. That could be down to me burning the hell out of the bread, but I can't imagine so. It's very odd. But as you can see, I ate like half of it and barely have an opinion on it. And like, I like eggplant. I've had good eggplant before. Something about this one just didn't take any flavor at all. But apparently I like it enough to finish this one in one sitting, so what do I know? All right, so that was the live action Scooby-Doo burger. Stay tuned for next time when I make an elixir that'll turn me into Shaggy from Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. If only. All right, our next sandwich comes from episode 5. And Shaggy actually gives us a little breakdown on what goes on it, so that kind of helps. So first he starts with a piece of rye. And there's already a piece of lettuce on it, but he kind of skips over that part. But I'm just gonna add it anyways. And then I made a handy little cheat sheet as to what goes on it. So we've got ham slice connected to the rye. Then we've got lettuce connected to a boiled egg. Now, I don't really like hard-boiled eggs, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Imagine I grabbed the wrong one. Now, I don't really know what he was cooking here, but he slapped mustard directly on the salami slice, so... Now, here's where it gets a little spooky. I have no idea what deviled ham is, but the ingredients just say ham and seasoning, so what's the worst that could happen? Ooh, it's very smoky, but it is spreadable if that's the kind of thing you're into. I guess while I'm spreading this on here, I can kind of address the elephant in the room. Yeah, face reveal. It's not like I was really hiding my face or anything. I mean, I have my Instagram in my bio, but I don't know. Just doesn't seem like many of my videos actually need my face in it. All right, and the last bit was the cheese connected to the deviled ham. For this one, I'm gonna use some Gouda, because I just had it. This one looks pretty good. All right, this one I'm actually kind of excited about, because there's nothing like goofy on it. Yeah, it's really good. It's definitely super salty because of the salami and the canned ham, but pleasantly surprised. So, Shaggy, 2 thumbs up. All right, I gotta go back to work, but let's go to the next one. All right, let's just address the elephant in the room right now. New hair. I'm watching Love Island right now, so gotta go with the up and over hairstyle. All I need is the mommy's little meatball shirt, and then I'm gonna be in the villa next season. But for now, I'm making Scooby-Doo sandwiches. Hell of a life. Today's one's gonna be the Shaggy Super Sandwich, and it's our last one from season 1 of Where Are You? So that's pretty cool. Oh, I didn't even get the lettuce out. I'm a fool. All right, now we're cooking. This one's another like totally fine sandwich. There's just a lot of meat in it that I wouldn't really put with each other. But I suppose that's why we're here anyways. And it looks like our main meat for this one's gonna be chicken. There's a lot of lettuce on this, I will say. It's kind of like a chicken Caesar right now, for being honest. That doesn't sound too bad, actually. All right, let's get some white cheese on there. This is another one of those ones where he doesn't tell you what's in it, so I'm just kind of taking a good guess at it. All right, now I'm going in with a little bit of roast beef. Then a little bit of ham. All right, more chicken. All right, now we'll go in with some cheddar. And our final meat, hopefully, is a little bit of salami. All right, I lied. A little more chicken. And our final piece of lettuce. And top bread. I can't even see the bottom bread anymore. All right, let's see what this lettuce monstrosity is talking about. Of course it was missing something. He put salt and pepper on it too. I mean, you wouldn't think so, but just that little bit of salt and pepper actually pushed this up like another 2 points. I'm not even doing a point scale. I don't know why I said that. Sandwich overall. It's definitely one of the sandwiches that I've ever had. So, all right, brought out my finest attire for this special occasion. This is the final sandwich from Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? And this has some of the most audacious ingredients yet. So what you're gonna do, 2 pieces of white bread and the freshest ice cubes you can harvest. And for such a fine dining experience, I'm gonna take a seat for this one. All right. I see. Texturally, it's a nightmare. The crunch is cool, but once the ice starts to melt, you just have wet bread in your mouth. So, if that's what you're into, that's cool. Now, forgive me for thinking I'm the king of sandwiches over here, but could use a little bit of something to give it any type of flavor whatsoever. All right, that was the last one for Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Let's go ahead and get into the next series and see what kind of stuff that they're cooking up over there. All right, brief little intermission from the video with another sandwich. I went for a walk today and brought a little picnic. Everything's super green because it's been raining for like a week straight. I was just gonna do the normal voiceover, outro and thank yous and everything, but figured might as well keep up with the live action. Mostly I just wanted to say thank you for watching all my silly little videos. Thank you to all the patrons and channel members. They'll be in the sky somewhere, probably. You know, sometimes I get stuck editing for a couple days straight. So it's real nice to just go outside and actually touch grass. All right, here we are for the final sandwich of the Scooby-Doo show. And this one's definitely something. Both Shaggy and Scooby make a sandwich and they don't say exactly what goes on it. So this is just a guess and check at this point. Gonna get first piece of bread. Also, he puts like 10 pieces of bread on this. I'm gonna do like max of 4. Looks like brown mustard. Gonna get some roast beef. All right, get some pickles down on there. Then here's where it goes a little bit funky, for me at least. I don't really like traditional yellow mustard. All right, next we're gonna put some cheese on here. Then I'm gonna do a pretty good amount of ham. Okay, a little too much ham, but that's fine. All right, now here's where we get a little bit silly. There's an orange thing right on top of the ham. I have no idea what that could be, but I've got orange marmalade, so we'll see how it goes. All right, let's get another piece of cheese on there. This one's Munster. All right, our last middle piece of bread is gonna go on with some relish. This relish is like fluorescent colored. There's no way this could be good for me. Look at this. There's no way that's good for me to eat, right? Relish down. Let's get some banana pepper on there. Now, I love banana peppers. Unfortunately, it looks like there's mayo on there. It's either that or like Greek yogurt or something, but we'll keep it sort of normal. Probably rather have Greek yogurt if I'm honest, but could have put the mayo down before the peppers, but that's not how it looks in the show. So here we are. Let's get our piece of lettuce on there. After going from some of the driest sandwiches I've ever eaten a couple of them ago, this might be the wettest sandwich I've ever eaten. All right, now I'm just gonna top this off with some chicken and our final piece of bread. Looks pretty good. I know there's not good stuff in there, but it looks good. I don't know if I dare do a cross section with this one. Let's see. Oh, nope. I could already tell that was a bad idea. All right, let's see how it tastes. Okay, so Even though I put like the littlest little bit of the orange marmalade, that's immediately the first thing you taste for probably a good 10 seconds. After that, everything else kind of comes together. I don't taste pickles as much as I thought I would, having both pickles and relish on here. Would I make this again? Not exactly, but it is edible, so I'm gonna eat it. So maybe the first bite, I just got way too much of the marmalade. That bite was perfect. Okay, I'm gonna go finish this and we'll get into the next one. All right, we're moving right into the new Scooby-Doo movies, and this first one's coming from Guess Who's Not Coming to Dinner. And it's kind of like a PB&J, just a couple odd things added. But of course, first off, piece of bread. Then we're gonna get a nice base layer of peanut butter here. All right, then we'll go down with the first of our meat. I'm gonna use the rest of my roast beef that I have here. All right. Start with some mozzarella. On top of the cheese is gonna be the jam, and it looked like raspberry, so this is good because raspberry is probably my favorite, and I always go for seeded. It doesn't exactly spread well, but that'll be all right. Then we redo it again. Some more peanut butter, then some more meat. Gonna go back in with some salami, some cheese. Gonna switch it up and go for Swiss, and more jam. Oh no, it got caught in the hole of it. It kind of looks like a jammy Dodger now, but it'll be all right. Top it off. What, you thought we were done? No, we have to make it even worse. Shaggy's whole thing is that this is kind of like a building or a house or something. This is a good foundation, and then everything else goes up in the attic. So we have salt and pepper. Sure. Mustard. Ketchup. Oh no! Mayo, of course. Can't get my fat ass hand in the pickle jar. All right, pickles. God, it's only getting worse too. And because that's not enough suffering, Scooby also puts just an entire banana on top for good measure. What's funnier, up or down? Let's try up. What the hell have I created? Well, what did Scooby create? All right. No idea how to even go about starting this sandwich. Should I bite into the banana? Like probably, right? All right, here we go. Oh. There's the skin of the banana. Oh. As you can see, we got a little bit of bite of everything here. All right, enough of the goofy stuff. Let's just get a bite of no banana sandwich. So it's an absolute mess of a sandwich. It's not that bad. The initial kick is kind of tough just because of all the condiments just thrown on there. But it's not the worst thing I've ever eaten, so not terrible. I guess I'm gonna go finish this up now. I have to eat the whole sandwich and a banana now, so that's my dinner for the night. I will see you in the next one though. All right, next episode we got a 2-for-1 special. This first one comes from one of Shaggy's hallucinations, and it's just a grilled cheese with some olive eyes. Whoa, look at that, new angle. Now, usually I'd put some butter down, straight up don't have any, so olive oil it is. Also, I should have had the pan preheating first, but it's fine. Ooh, fun fact about me. You know how people like grilled cheese and tomato soup? Can't do it. Something about tomato soup instantly makes me gag. I have no idea why, but specifically the smell of it, can't do it. Minestrone though, hell yeah. All right, and then on the top part, I'm gonna have a little design on it, but you don't get to see it yet. Hey, looking pretty good. God damn, it's hot. Here, let's see if we can get some ASMR in here. You can't even see it. Oh, yeah, you can see it on the other camera. Wow. All right, let's see if we can give it a flip for good measure. Tried to do a smiley face. Didn't super work out, but hey. All right, finishing touch, 2 olives for the eyes. All right. It's not like super gooey or anything, but it's still pretty good. I mean, it's a grilled cheese. You can't go wrong with it. All right, I'm gonna finish the rest of this and then I'm gonna film the next one, which you'll see in like right now. All right, the next one's even easier than that one. While fighting the Yeti monster, Shaggy literally eats a toasted nothing sandwich. It's just 2 pieces of toast. So, here we go. And for my next trick, when it springs out, I'm gonna catch it on the fly. Maybe. This is my roommate's toaster. I've never used it, so I'm not sure how like comically it's gonna go. You know, technical term. Oh, but I gotta be ready. I got scared. Fuck. Ooh, hot. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's just toast, but damn, toast is pretty good. All right, I'm gonna go put some butter and jam. I still don't have butter. What am I talking about? I'll put some jam on this and I'll see you in the next one. We're finally breaking into the What's New Scooby-Doo arc, which is, of course, where Shaggy turns into a vegetarian. That unfortunately means there's some weird stuff in here. First one, they're at a party and he just takes a bunch of hors d'oeuvres and throws them on a couple slices of bread. So olives with the stick still on. All right, I feel like, what is that, 9? That's probably fine. All right, get some lettuce on there. All right, we're gonna go in with some white cheese. Then second layer, more lettuce. Of course, second layer of olives. There just had to be some more. They're not staying on here very well. And the toothpicks aren't helping either. And then on top, I have no idea what that orange thing is. It could be cheddar. I'm gonna put orange marmalade on there. Why not? Not like this can get any worse. All right, we've officially made the most dangerous sandwich. All right, let's see if I can get a bite of this without putting a toothpick straight through my jaw. Doesn't look like it. Maybe, oh, it's a mess. Let's go. Ooh, yeah, no matter how many times I eat one of these, olives just are not for me. Unfortunately, not really working for me, but there's probably some better vegetarian ones out there. So let's get into the next one and see if it's any better. All right, it's time for one that I can't help but feel like I'm gonna hate. But how many of these have I actually loved? With Scooby away, Shaggy makes Velma take on this monstrosity of a sandwich, which is his patented candy and bologna sandwich, dripping with mustard, cheese, something. 1 piece of bologna. Went to the dollar store and got some gummies. That was pretty fun. Nerds Gummy Clusters, one of the best candies out there. Also the candy that looks closest to whatever Jimmy Neutron was making. Let's get a couple Starburst on there, why not? There was a kid I went to school with who would just eat these with the wax paper on them for some reason. All right, now for the mustard. It feels like you left a 6-year-old alone to make dinner for once, and this is what they would come up with. Oh, I'm not a big fan of mustard anyways. Who would have thought? Once you get to the candy part, it's fine. I did make a good play with the gummy clusters. That extra texture actually helped. I don't know why I thought gummy on top of bologna would be good, but your guess is as good as mine. All right, I gotta go finish this. Let's get into the next one. All right, we're making a classic today. We got BLTs. Now, I've never even had a BLT before, so we'll see how this goes. Look, I know I grew up on the internet when everything was bacon this and mustache that, but bacon just never really did anything for me. Ooh, you guys love ASMR, right? See, the fun thing about that is I won't know if that picked up until I edit this. All right, I guess while that cooks, I can use my time kind of wisely here. I'm gonna cut up some tomato. All right, time to flip. If I get popped by the grease, I'm gonna be pissed. Now, I also don't prefer my bacon to be crispy. I like it to have a little flop to it. For a BLT, it's obviously bacon, lettuce, tomato. So that's the order I'm gonna do it in. Then we've got lettuce, and of course, tomato. Now, bacon's already salty, but I'm just gonna put a little bit on there. A little bit of pepper too. All right, doesn't look too bad. All right, let's try it. Damn, I've been missing out. Now this one's gonna be a 2-for-1 because in Appointment with Scooby-Doo, there's also a BLT, but it just has barbecue sauce on it. So might as well do it. All right, let's see if that changed anything. I don't think it's better necessarily. There's a different flavor going on, but I think the next time I make one of these, and I absolutely will, I'm gonna skip the barbecue sauce. All right, I'm gonna eat like 4 more of these, so let's skip ahead to the next one. All right, as you can see, based on how little table space I have, there's some bullshit going on here. Shaggy and Scooby decided to make a little midnight snack and just put a little bit of everything on here. So that's what I'm gonna do. We've got just about every condiment you can imagine on here, which includes ham, bologna, salami, roast beef, prosciutto, sopressata, liverwurst, sardines, pepper jack, Swiss, mozzarella, cheddar. We've got 4 types of mustard. We got relish, peanut butter, jam, chocolate sauce, ketchup, mayonnaise, bell peppers, lettuce, tomatoes, barbecue sauce, balsamic glaze, pickles, tomatoes, cucumbers, strawberries, onions, bacon, eggs, chocolate sauce, chocolate chips, candy, crackers. So we're gonna make some sort of monstrosity. Yeah, this shit's gonna fall over. All right, here we are. This is either gonna be the greatest thing I've ever had or one of the worst. Also, I wonder if I'm gonna be able to pick out any of the like specific flavors in there. All right, enough stalling. Let's try it. There's just no way I'm gonna be able to get my mouth around that. Oh no. All right, immediately the runny yolk popped. Whoa. All right, caught a little bit of the liverwurst in there. Ooh. This is it's pretty fucking good. This is just really good. I guess they were onto something just throwing whatever on there. None of the flavors really stick out in particular, unless you like really get in there. It's got salty, sweet, savory, tangy, sour. It's got a little bit of everything really. Definitely a huge fucking mess, but a pretty good one. All right, I've got like 50 things to put back in the fridge and in the pantry, but it's pretty good. I'm gonna finish it off camera because I'm gonna need a bib. Plus, I wore a white shirt for this one. What am I, stupid? So I'll see you in the next one. Shaggy and Scooby visit NASA and make some sort of astronaut food sandwich. Considering this is his vegetarian arc, I just decided let's dehydrate some weird vegetables. First off, I don't really know how to dehydrate things, and I sure as hell don't have one of the machines for it. I've got a cookie sheet lined with some parchment paper, and I'm just gonna see what happens. First, let's see how low this goes. 170, huh? It's gonna have to do. All right, while the oven's preheating, I got some vegetables here. I've got a beet, zucchini, parsnip, carrot, and eggplant. In case you didn't know, beets will make it look like you massacred a family of 6, but luckily I got acquitted for that. Now I'm just gonna line the parchment and get it in the oven. I don't know if I should season these. I don't think I will. I can't imagine astronauts are having some gourmet food up there. I'm gonna throw it in the oven for, I don't know, could take 5 hours, could take a week. We'll see. All right, so in front of me we have a full beet, a full parsnip, a full carrot, a full zucchini, and like a quarter of an eggplant. So I'm just gonna throw it all on there. All right, I don't have any real rhyme or reason behind what's going where on here, but they're just going on there. And it seems like this is gonna be a tall sandwich, but that's fine. As long as I can get everything on there. Maybe I'll just hide some of the carrot and parsnip on the sides here. Uh-oh, oh, about lost it there. God damn. I just gotta get the lid on and we'll be all right. Oh, there's no squish to it at all. I mean, if you didn't know any better, kind of looks like a Philly cheese. Let's see if we can get in here. Okay. Okay, so you can't bite through it. I'm pretty sure it's the beets. They turn more into beet jerky than beet chips. They're pretty good though. Let me just do the parsnip, carrot, and zucchini. Maybe that'll give me a good crunch. Okay. I was chewing that for a good minute and I felt like I was making no progress. It's like a less edible Jenga tower. Super cool if you want to like crack a molar or something, but yeah, I don't think I could really recommend this to anybody. All right, we've got a real special one today. Not just because it's a Hex Girls episode, but also because there's a really funky ingredient. So you might see a little orange thing on some of the burgers. Could be anything, but it's the Hex Girls. So of course it's gonna be something badass and radical. Best I got is a habanero. And cool thing about habaneros is they're kind of spicy. So kind of goes with their whole aesthetic. So I'm just gonna be making a habanero burger. Looks like there's some lettuce, tomato, and cheese on it. Nothing too bad. All right, so we've right, so we got our patty down. I'm gonna put some pepper jack cheese on it. Of course, tomato and lettuce, your normal stuff. We ran out of romaine lettuce, so iceberg it is. All right, let's get our, of course, gotta get our habanero on it. Can never have too much of this stuff. Did I put I put the cheese on. I feel like we need some sort of condiment, right? Let's see if we have any ketchup. All right, didn't find any ketchup. I'm just gonna put some Louisiana hot sauce on it. That should be fine. Just to really spice it up, because it's, I mean, I'm pretty good with spice. Nothing really affects me too bad. Boy, oh boy, am I sure drooling for this one. In the burger itself, it's not bad. I can't really taste too much, but also to commemorate the occasion, I put on my Paramore shirt because Hayley Williams is like the only person cooler than the Hex Girls. Hayley Williams, if you see this, probably shouldn't have eaten this on an empty stomach, but what's the worst that could happen? All right, today we're having a little bit of fun with this. I'm gonna try and recreate the burger monster from a pup named Scooby-Doo. I've already got all the stuff I need over here, so let's just cut it up and put it together. And as you can probably see, it has scary eyes and teeth, so I'm gonna try and do that with a yellow onion. Ow, God, remind you, damn. I was toasting the buns behind me, and you might have seen me burn the fuck out of myself. Happens. All right, and last step, it has some black pupils and scary eyebrows. I didn't really know what I was gonna do with that, but I've got nori, so it's probably fine. Now, cutting this into what I want it to be might be a bit different story. We'll see. First, let's see, how easy is this to slice? Not at all. All right, let's get one of our almost burnt buns. Meat, something like that. I know there's tomato on it, so bap. Let's try and get the good parts poking out. So here's what we're looking like. Looks like a pretty good burger if I'm honest. I feel like it's probably best to start with the teeth. I'm trying not to manhandle the bun too much, but might just have to. Okay. I don't know if you can see. Maybe on this one? I don't know where that one's pointing to. In hindsight, probably not the best idea to toast the bun like this. Kind of ended up making it hard as a goddamn rock. What if we do something like this? Oh, we're cooking. Oh, we got the hands of a surgeon that has early onset Parkinson's. Yeah. Okay. Let's get you back on. Hey, that looks pretty good. Oh yeah, we're cooking. Now we need the eyes. Can't get the seaweed to stay on. Look, I'm the one eating this. I can do whatever I need. Please stay. Okay, that's sure. Hold on, let me go find some tweezers for this. Let me fix the eyebrow. There we go. All right, let me rush. Actually, let me carefully take this over. Oh wait, hold on. Whoa. So it is a good thing I got a video of it before I tried this. Obviously the Burger Monster has legs, so we'll see. There's no way this goes bad, right? All right, sorry, Burger Buddy. Let's take you off. This poor sandwich. Okay, we've got 4 legs. All right, here comes the moment of truth here. All right, we're already losing a leg. Okay, that's fine. Must make it look like he's sitting. All right, it's probably as good as we're gonna get. Wow, scary. All right, yeah, so it looks the exact same. Let me just go ahead and kill this monstrosity while I can. All right, yeah, it's just a normal burger, but it was a lot of fun to try and make it like the monster. Hopefully this was like half as fun to watch as it was to actually make it, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, now we're getting into the sandwich that really made me want to do this video. I've always thought the sandwich from Zombie Island looked fantastic. As far as I can tell, it's just a normal po' boy until the boys put some peppers and Louisiana sauce on it, so good enough for me. For a po' boy, you always want to start with some crispy bread, so I toasted some up behind me. All right, and then I'm gonna use these sad piece of lettuce. Cold lettuce on warm bread, it'll probably wilt in a second, but that's fine. And then on a po' boy, I think you can put any meat you want, really. Usually it's pork or beef. I just got ham. And for the white cheese, I got pepper jack. All right, going back in with some more lettuce. All right, let's get some tomato going. Then we've got some mangled cheddar. All right, and then just normal yellow mustard. Another slice of cheese. And then one more cheddar. All right, that's the easy part. Now we get to the real fun stuff. Always gotta carry the Louisiana. Also, I don't know how well it'll pick up on camera, but check out this shirt. The Tabasco all over print. It's a wild thrift find. We can go ahead and top this. And then they top it with the spiciest peppers on the island. I think these are Scotch peppers, Scotch bonnet peppers. So, on they go. Okay. Louisiana sauce dripping all over it, but that's fine. All right, let's try and get a bite of this. It looks really good. Something went up my nose. Oh, it was Louisiana. It was Louisiana sauce. The sandwich is pretty good. I mean, yeah, this probably rocks if you don't get Louisiana and a Scotch bonnet pepper up your nose, but... All right, I'm gonna finish this and try not to make too much of a mess of it. So I'll see you for whichever one's next. All right, this next one I'm gonna call the Morgan Freeman Special, mostly because Morgan Freeman lists out the ingredients one by one, so kind of saves me some time. You've got sardines, a bunch of mystery meats, whatever that could mean, and cinnamon rolls. So before I construct anything, I'm gonna go ahead and make these. This is probably everyone's favorite part. All right, they might be a little too close together, but at least they'll be kind of gooey. You'll see this in about a second. I'll probably see this in about 20 minutes. All right, starting off with everyone's favorite, sardines. All right, and then for the mystery meats, I've just got ham, turkey, and beef. All right, turkey's going on. Looks suspiciously like the ham. Never seen turkey this color, but all right. And then just a little bit of beef. All right, next up he says old mustard, and this expired 2 days ago. So, I mean, it's mustard. What could really be bad with it? Then we've got mustard's partner in crime, ketchup. All right, next up we've got some crackers. I've got saltines. They're stale beyond belief. Still pretty good though. All right, next up, Morgan Freeman explicitly states that there's bits of string on it. So this is just string from tea bags that I've already had. It'll be like a nice little surprise. All right, let's go ahead and get one of these on our sandwich here. All right, I think this one kind of deserves a top off look. Honestly, it looks pretty good, but let's see if it tastes half as good as it looks. Most of this kind of screams like it shouldn't work, but surprisingly it kind of does. Now, definitely not a fan of the ketchup and mustard in it. Also, yeah, forgot about the sardines in it. So it's probably good that they get masked by something. Yeah, overall, I'm pretty surprised by this one. With everything going on with it, it seemed like it was gonna be a lot weirder. All right, I'll see you for whatever the next one is. Today we're making a Szechuan pork ice cream sandwich, which I think sounds worse than it will actually end up being. First ingredient, ice cream sandwich. All right, let's drop the top on you. Oh, ripped it in half. That'll be all right. That can be the bottom. Then I got some pulled pork and I made a little sauce. It's got peppers, a lot of garlic, a little bit of vinegar, and soy, and some sugar. Presentation might take a little bit of a hit on this one, but that's fine. Here's our side profile. All right. Ooh, that sauce is strong. It's definitely spicy, but I was right. It is really good. Any spice you have pretty much gets immediately neutralized by the ice cream. So I'll call this one a success. All right, 0 minutes. Okay, see you in the next one, bye. All right, that's all I got for this video. I'll have a part 2 either next week or the week after, so I'll see you then.